inside Brighton High School for a High School Rewind Game of the Week. I am Dusty Litzer. Thanks for joining us on our matchup. The Bingham Miners and the Brighton Bengals. Welcome, everybody. So glad to have you along with us in a Region 3 matchup between Brighton and Bingham. Two teams are coming in playing very, very strong. Had tough preseason schedules, but both are vying for the top of Region 3. Bingham has a stronghold on it right now with a win tonight. They'd have wins against all Big 3 schools and then again in a later game against Alta, which would be key to winning Region 3 and heading into the 5A state tournament. Let's start first with the Bingham Miners. Bingham opened up this season a little tough. We saw them at the Utah Elite 8 tournament. We talked about it then. A lot of their athletes were cross-training. Kyle Gehrig hadn't come back from hurting his elbow in the football season, but the ship has been righted. Things are steady and smooth right now for the Bingham Miners. And Yoli Childs is back to his old self where he finished up last season, averaging over 17 points a game. I think a mainstay in for this team has been Kyle Gehrig, averaging only 6 points a game, but he gives a calming influence to this offense, able to get the ball in the post to Yoli Childs, which has allowed him to play much better. Take a look at the Brighton Bengals. Brian was a little up and down in the preseason as well. They struggled a little bit at Utah Elite 8, got the ship righted, got things moving in the right direction, and just a couple of nights ago suffered a 5-point loss against Alta. A very difficult. Key things tonight for the Brighton Bengals. Number one, Brock Miller has got to get out to a quick start, has got to get this team going offensively. Number two, Osa Messina had a lot of excitement today. Osa committed to the University of Southern California to play football, the 5-star recruit for a number of recruiting agencies. He's got to put all that excitement behind him and be able to have legs tonight and play well against a very big front line from the Bingham Miners. Well, you know our teams, a couple of keys to look out for, and a couple open players. When we come back, it'll be opening tip-off. You are watching High School Rewind only on Xfinity On Demand. Number 52, Osa Messina. And we are underway in a High School Rewind Game of the Week. Messina handing off to Brock Miller, now dropping inside Gramillion. Gramillion in the lane, floated up, and no, won't go. Rebound taken by Holman into the hands of Michael Green. Green on the push and gives it up. Inside, Childs has the ball slapped away, and a foul early on Osa Messina. So inbounding will be Michael Green. Green was a wide receiver on the state championship football team, just getting that in time to Parker. Green in the corner. Up top, now Newbold, and they'll reset the offense. We mentioned a big day today here at Brighton High School with Osa Messina announcing his commitment to go play at USC. Excited for Osa. Congratulations and best of luck to him. Up top, Parker for three. And that lips out, and the rebound still loose, and we got a foul. This one on Bingham, and we'll go the other way with Brighton. Here's Messina on the angle. Up top, Gramillion. On your side, that's the Vacheray. Goes far court to Fahoko. Fahoko will be one of the top prospects in the state of Utah next season. He's already being courted by USC. There's Fahoko. Back up top, Gramillion. Now Brock Miller. Miller will step into a three. That's off the mark. And rebound still loose and then taken by Childs. Childs ahead to Green. Green on the push into the corner. Newbold will pull for three, and that's off the mark. And a rebound grabbed by Gramillion, now on the run with the Bengals. Ahead to Vacheray. And Vacheray loses it out of bounds. Turnover to the Miners. So back down the floor with Michael Green. Good to see Kyle Gehrig come into the game as well. Down the lane, Holman. Off the window, no. And Gramillion takes the rebound. Down the floor, and a foul on the shot. It'll be two free throws for Brock Miller. Miller goes 1 for 2 from the line. 1-0 in favor of the Bengals. Here's Yoli Childs. Trying to get inside to Holman. Childs working on Gramillion, loses the handle. Chases after it, ball's out of bounds, and we'll go with Brighton. So after the turnover, go the other way with the Bingham Miners. Green up top to Holman. Near side, Parker. Parker drop it into Childs. Childs trapped along the baseline, trying to dribble out. His ball slapped out, but they're going to call a foul on Vacheray. Green triggers into Parker. Green now to Newbold has the ball slapped away by Osa Messina. Now on the push with Fehoko. Oh, nice lead to Gramillion, but too strong out the window. Rebound grabbed by Jared Holman. Parker to Green. Green dribble drive outside. Parker lone for three, and Parker, their first field goal of the ball game. And the Miners take the lead 3-1 with 4:55 remaining in the opening quarter. Opportunities abound, but unable to get in the bucket. On the angle with Simi Fehoko. Messina up top to Vacheray. Now Gramillion. Give it up to Osa Messina along the baseline. Drop it back in. Gramillion. And that goes out the back of the iron. Rebound taken by Parker. Parker on the push. Up top, Holman on the angle with Green. Newbold in the corner. Back up top to Parker. Parker down the lane to the hole. Leaves it too strong. Rebound Gramillion. On the run now with Brock Miller. Miller down the lane. Kick outside. Fehoko for three. Too strong, and a rebound tipped around and claimed by Childs. Ahead to Green. Got numbers. Newbold right at Brock Miller, and he swatted it away and then caught out of bounds, and will stay here with the Miners. Green to trigger in. Gets it into Parker. Kyle Gehrig now in the ballgame, number 13. We're in support on his left elbow. He dislocated in the semifinals against Riverton. Up top, Holman on the angle with Green. Michael Green trying to get into Childs. Now here's Parker. Now Gehrig. Gehrig to Green. Then a move on Fehoko. Kicks out to Parker. Parker up top, Gehrig. He'll hand back to Holman. And he'll reset with Michael Green. Green off the screen. Here's Childs. A little too far away from the hoop here. Childs powers his way. Fall away, Jay. No, they're going to get him for traveling. Wipe off the bucket. We'll go the other way. Back down the floor. Here's Bickmore. Up top, Fehoko. Here's Osa Messina up top with Brock Miller. Miller for three. Brock Miller from downtown. First field goal of the game for the Bengals, and it's 4-3 with 3:05 remaining in the opening quarter. A little lower scoring than we expected. We expect these teams to get things put together. Here's Green along the baseline with Yoli Childs. Double comes. Childs still hanging on. Fehoko has his hand on the ball. Kick up top. Green leads inside to Holman. Holman swatted away by Gramillion, and it got him for a foul. That looked clean. It'll be 2 free throws. First free throw good from Holman, and the second good as well. 5-4. Tweet on the floor. Miller to the hole. Can't finish. Rebound taken by Childs. Give it up to Green. Green quickly down the floor. Into the corner to Parker. And now we got a foul away from the ball. I believe that's on Osa Messina. That's his second. Childs kicks out to Green up top. Parker for three. And that's in and out. Rebound taken by Fehoko. Messina comes off the floor with his second foul. Quickly down the floor. Fehoko drop it in Gramillion. Childs on the feet, gets swatted. Tracks it back down. Jumper along the baseline is rattled home. Nice job of tuning that with John Gramillion. Put it back down the floor now with the Miners. Give it up to Parker. Parker drops it in to Yoli Childs. Face up Jay, and Yoli Childs answers the baseline jumper with one of his own. And it's now 7-6 in favor of Bingham. Miller thought about three. Kicks out to Fehoko. That should be backcourt, and it is. 1:45 remaining in the opening quarter. Drop in Yoli Childs. Double comes, kicks up top, Green. Now Parker. Parker goes hard to the hole, can't get it to go. Rebound still loose and claimed by Gramillion on the move. 1.5 remaining. Miller back to Vacheray. Now Gramillion. Gramillion kicks it up top. That's Robbie Smith. And out of bounds will go with the Bingham Miners. So back down the floor with Michael Green. Green outside to Parker. Parker back to Green for three. Michael Green from downtown. And it's now 10-6 in favor of Bingham 1 minute remaining in the opening quarter. Brock Miller going to hold it out for the final minute of the quarter. 40 seconds now on the clock. Low scoring quarter. Remember, no shot clock in high school basketball. Can hold this out for the last 30 seconds. Down to 25. Been a tough shooting quarter for both teams. You see the second quarter, anything loosens up. Now down to 15 seconds. Miller going at Parker. Miller stepped through off the pump, and Miller hits with 8 seconds remaining. Back down the floor, 5 seconds. Green, 3 seconds. Green hands off Childs, 4-3. Back rimmed, and that'll do it for the first quarter. The end of 1. Bingham 10, Bengals 8. Start of the second quarter. Geary give it up to Parker. Parker had a ball slapped out of bounds by Messina. We'll stay here. Parker to trigger, gets it into Green. Slow first quarter. Hope to see a little faster paced second quarter. Here's Green on the angle. Green straight away with Parker. Parker kicks out Gehrig. Gehrig working on Bickmore, gives it out to Childs. Childs cross court, Green get up Parker. Now Gehrig open for 3, and Gehrig knocks down a 3-ball. And it's 13-8 in favor of the Miners. Messina give it up to Simi Fehoko. Fehoko up top of Brock Miller. Now Bickmore. Bickmore holding. Reset the offense for Coach Garner. High post Gramillion back to Miller for 3. Brock Miller knocks down his second 3. And a USU product with 2 3-balls. And I'll say that jumper just before the end of the first quarter. 13-11. Drop it in. Yoli Childs on the baseline. The ball slapped away. Power dribble goes up. And they're going to get him for double dribble. I thought the ball was slapped out of his hands. The officials calling a double dribble. So back down the floor with the Bengals. Here's Bickmore. Bickmore to Messina. Now Brock Miller. Here's Bickmore. Lob it in, Gramillion, nobody home, but Holman was there. And there you go, Holman for a foul. It'll be 2 free throws coming to Gramillion. Both free throws good, knots us up at 13 apiece. Youngblood terminated deep in his own backcourt. Geary gives it up to Green, into the corner. Drop it in to Yoli Childs. Childs in the lane, fall away, Jay, and 1. Yoli Childs get the bump and bucket. He'll go to the line looking for the 3-point play. Childs for the +1 and hits it. 16-13 Bingham. Token pressure put on by the Miners. Bickmore cross court to Brock Miller. Back to Bickmore. Bickmore back to Miller. And now Bingham will fall back into a 3-2. 3 on the way from Miller. That was 3/4 way down and kicked out. Took it on the run. 5:50 remaining in the half. Green kicks back to Yoli Childs down the lane. Big fella called for a charge. Back down the floor. Childs hits the bench with 2 fouls. 5:35 remaining in the half. Outside to Vacheray. Into Fehoko, entering a foul on the floor, and that'll be against Youngblood. Gramillion triggers in to Brock Miller. Miller, Gramillion. Won't go. And a loose ball picked up by Youngblood on the push now with the Miners. Youngblood to Holman. Now Gehrig. That's Youngblood. Here's Newbold. And he'll reset the offense for Coach Schroeder in his second season with the Miners. Made it to the quarterfinals a year ago in that double overtime thriller against Lone Peak. And this team getting into the groove of things. Holman able to keep that in the hands of Miners. That pass tip, Newbold couldn't finish. Ball still loose. And then we're going to have a foul. And that'll be on Youngblood. That'll be the 16th foul on the Miners. Back up the floor with Bickmore. Cross court, Brock Miller. Gets it back to Bickmore, and they're going to get the back court. He did not establish himself in the front court, and he took the pass. That's why the officials have made the call. Remember, the half-court stripe acts like any type of out-of-bounds play. You've got to establish yourself on that side of the floor. Newbold off the mark, and we'll go the other way with the Bengals. So back down the floor, Bickmore. Give it up to Fehoko. Cross court to Miller. Bickmore, Fehoko. Devashere. Bickmore in the corner, Fehoko. High post, Gramillion. That ball slapped away, ball still loose. And Holman is going to be called for a foul. That'll be one-on-one free throws for Gramillion. Front end free throw was off the mark. It went out of bounds off of Bingham. Bickmore gets it into Smith. Smith gets it to Gramillion. Gramillion up top with Fehoko driving hard to the hole, and Fehoko finishes. Nice take and finish by Simi Fehoko. And back down the floor with the Miners. Michael Green. Holman. Hands off Leighton Parker. Parker give it up to Green. Green to Parker. Then it's been a quiet offense, especially since Childs, but also haven't had a lot of possessions since Childs went out this second foul. Fall away Jay from Parker off the mark. Rebound Simi Fehoko. 3:05 remaining in the half, leading ahead to Gramillion. Comes away with it and lays it up and in. John Gramillion. And it's now 17-16 in favor of the Bengals. First lead since it was 1-0. Or probably 4-3. Parker. Green up top with Newbold. Newbold back out to Green. 2:40 on the rolling clock. Green hangs on, back to Newbold. Newbold down the lane. A lot of contact, no call. Holman tries to save in, does to Green. Green's jumper is good. And now a foul on the floor. And that'll be the 16th foul on Brighton. Gets it in to Parker. Parker gives it up to Green. Now 3 on the way from Gehrig, and that's too strong in the hands of Bickmore. Bickmore ahead to Fehoko. Fehoko hard to the hole, and he's fouled and will shoot 2 free throws. Front end a 1-on-1 for Fehoko. Back rimmed, and Gehrig comes away with the loose ball. Gehrig on the push. Has that ball slapped away by Fehoko. Able to track it back down. Here's Newbold, kicks out to Green for 3. Michael Green from downtown. And it's now 21-17, 5 consecutive points from Mike Green. 1:55 remaining in the half. Here's Bickmore. Fehoko is fouled on the floor by Gehrig. And we'll see if they give him 1-on-1 or 2 shots. First free throw was good from Fehoko. Second off the mark, rebound to Parker. 1:40 remaining in the first half. Whatever happens here on this possession with Bingham, imagine it'll be the last possession for Bingham as Holman pulls for 3 off the mark. Miller will bring it down the floor. Miller transition 3. Brock Miller's third 3 of the half. And it's tied up at 21. 1:15 remaining in the half. Back down the floor with Michael Green. Green give it up to Parker on the angle. Back up top to Green. Parker looking into Holman. Coach Schroeder calling timeout and now gets it. 1:02 remaining in the half. Knotted up at 21. Going to leave Childs on the bench. Not risk him picking up number 3. Here's Green. Green up top, Gehrig. Gehrig trying to lob in to Newbold, slapped out of bounds. And they'll stay here. Trevor Jensen to knock that ball out of bounds for the Bengals. Into Gehrig. Gehrig will jump it off the window and score. 45 seconds remaining. Coach Gardner holding up one finger. Got 40 seconds remaining in the first half. And the Bengals will dribble it out. Miller near side to Vacheray. 30 seconds now on the clock for Brighton. With a slow start to this game in scoring. The first half in low scoring. Now down to 20 seconds. And the Bingham faithful made the short trip up here. Let him hear it. Timeout, Coach Garner, with 16.5 remaining in the half. Enter in to Miller. Trapped around the line. Stolen by Green. Green gives it ahead to Gehrig. And Gehrig will go up and lay it up and in. 5 seconds remaining. Get it into Miller. Miller will count if it goes. Leaves it short. And a big steal by Michael Green. And a bucket by Gehrig gives a 23-21 lead to the Miners heading into the half. High School Rewind is excited to have Nudge as our Player of the Game sponsor. Nudge is one of the fastest growing companies in Utah Valley. With over 500 employees, Nudge is one of the largest contributors of volunteer community outreach programs. To learn more about Nudge and their program, visit www.nudge.com. Now we're ready for the second half. 25-21. The lead for the Bingham Miners after a strong close to the half. Big play by Michael Green, stripping Brock Miller and setting up an open layup. Fehoko straight away with the Vacheray. Now on the angle with Miller up top, Simi Fehoko. Fehoko gives up to Vacheray. On the angle, drop in. Gramillion lays it up and in. And Gramillion having a very strong game tonight for the Bengals. Back down the floor, Green. Gives it up to Yoli Childs. Up top, Green for three. And Mike Green from downtown. His third three of the ball game. And it's 28-23. Moving down the floor, here's Fehoko. Gives it up. Now Messina. Fehoko holding on the angle up top of Brock Miller. Miller cross court, Messina. And they'll reset the offense. Vacheray now gives up Messina. Lobs in to Miller. He reverses out. Hands back to Fehoko. Long possession here from the Bengals. Messina hard to the hole and scores. 28-25, pardon me. Childs dribbles out, pressure there, double dribble. Double dribble, and we go the other way. Fehoko gives back to Messina, full court pressure coming from the Miners. Up the floor now with Brock Miller. 6 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Drop it inside. Messina, fall away jumper short. And the rebound taken by Newbold. Or pardon me, that was Childs. Kick out Parker. Trailing Yoli Childs. Gives it up Holman. Holman working on Messina. Fall away jumper along the baseline. No. Rebound cleared by Gramillion in the hands of Brock Miller. Miller. Gives up to Vacheray. Cross court. Fehoko. Thought about it. Fehoko down the lane to the cup. Can't finish. And a rebound claimed by Childs. Green transition three, and Michael Green's fourth three of the ball game. 31-25. Back down the floor, Osa Messina. Gives it up on the angle. Devashrey drops it in to Simi Fehoko. Fehoko off the window, crawls off. Rebound taken by Yoli Childs on the push now with Michael Green. Inside to Holman. Holman takes a bump, no call. And a rebound cleared by Gramillion. A lot of the contact we saw in the first half not being called here in the second half. Jumper from Devashrey is good. Timeout. Coach Gardner takes a full 4:42 remaining in the third. 31-27 Miners. So after the timeout, back down the floor with the Bingham Miners leading 31-27. Green on the angle with Parker. On the baseline to Childs. Childs in the lane gives it up to Holman. Holman pump fakes his way and swatted away by the USC Trojan, Osa Messina. Green still holding on, gets it in to Childs. Childs goes right at Gramillion. Heart of the hole, lays it up too strong, and Gramillion pulls it away. Back down the floor with Brock Miller. Miller hands it back to Messina. Messina gives it up Gramillion. And Gramillion with another bucket cuts this lead to 2, 31-29. Back down the floor with Michael Green. Green gives it up to Blayton Parker. Parker for 3 off the mark, and a rebound taken by Newbold. Newbold power dribble goes up and scores. 4-point lead now for the Miners with 3:35 remaining in the third quarter. Back down the floor with Brock Miller and the Bengals. Devashrey up top, Osa Messina. He'll hand back and reset the offense. Lobs high post to Gramillion. Gramillion on the go to Devashrey, swatted away by Holman. Maybe got a piece of it, but it was a miss nonetheless. Michael Green. Got 4 threes in this game. Green looking for number 5. Michael Green from downtown. 36-29. Down the lane, Brock Miller lays it up, no. Rebound taken by Newbold. That ball stolen by Fehoko, and actually nothing happened there. I think called it out of bounds and will stay with the Bingham Miners. 2:40 remaining in the third quarter. 7-point lead for the Miners. Green to Gierig. Lobs it up to Yoli Childs, and Childs goes up and throws it down. We expect that from Yoli Childs. If you followed our top 5 plays, we saw Utah Elite 8, what he can do in the air, finishing at the rim. And it's a timeout for the Bengals. 38-29, Miners lead. After the timeout, up the floor with Bickmore. Bickmore working on Green. Gives it up Fehoko. Fehoko up top, Bickmore, now Messina. Outside to Brock Miller. Miller along the baseline, and a foul on Gierig. Lob in Gramillion, hand back Brock Miller. Miller to Bickmore, now on the angle with Osa Messina. Back to Messina, going hard to the hole, and there's a foul. It was swatted away by Newbold, but they got a foul. Luckily, not on Yoli Childs. It'll be 2 free throws. And the second, good as well. 38-31 inside of 2 minutes. Minute 50 remaining in the third. Green hands off to Leighton Parker. Parker try to get into Childs, swatted away by Fehoko. In the hands of Messina. Ahead to Bickmore. Bickmore cross court to Brock Miller. Miller out to Messina. Messina down the lane, give it up on the baseline. Gramillion's jumper is good. And John Gramillion continues to have an outstanding game. It's a 5-point lead now for the Miners, 38-33. Green gives it up to Gierig for 3, and Kyle Gierig from downtown. Timeout, Bingham. 1:16 remaining, 41-33 Miners. So back up the floor with the Bengals. Bickmore outside of Fehoko. Back to Bickmore. Messina lob in to Fehoko, backside of Gramillion, picked off by Michael Green. Green reverses out to Childs and will reset the offense. 50 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and it looks like Bingham going to take this down to the final shot as well. 40 seconds now on the clock. Remind you, no shot clock in high school basketball. And a foul on the floor, and it'll be the first team foul on the Bengals. Childs the trigger. Gets it into Gehrig, and Gehrig couldn't keep it in bounds. Turnover, and we'll go Brighton. Up the floor now with the Bengals. 30 seconds remaining. Brock Miller will dribble out the remaining moments of this third quarter. Down to 20 seconds. Gehrig comes out of the pressure a little bit. 15 seconds. Miller. Now triple team comes. He lost the ball on the floor. Jump ball. The possession arrow belongs to Bingham. But they got a timeout. They have a timeout to Brighton on a jump ball situation. So it'll be Bengal ball near side. Fehoko gets it into Miller with 8 seconds. 5 seconds. Messina stripped away by Michael Green. 2 seconds. Green gets it away. And missed everything, and luckily the cheerleaders as well. And a three. 41-33. Brighton trails Bingham. And it's still going the other way with Fehoko. And a foul on Gehrig. It'll be the third team foul on the Miners. 41-33. Beginning of the fourth quarter. Brock Miller quiet in that third quarter. There's been John Gramillion leading the way for the Bengals. Messina will jump it just inside the arc. Can't get it to go, and the rebound cleared by Holman. Pressure the Miners up the floor. And they're going to give him the travel. Leighton Parker, he traveled and will go back to the Bengals. Back up the floor, Brock Miller. Brock has 3 threes in this ball game, all in the first half. Up top, now in the angle, Messina. Drop it in, Fehoko. Fehoko to Gramillion, back up top. This is Smith. Has back Messina. Now Smith. Osa hanging on a pivot. Messina down the lane to the hole. No. Going to get him with a carry. Drive up the bucket. It's after the carry. Back down the floor with the Miners. And an 8-point lead. 7 minutes remaining. Here's Mike Green. Hands back to Parker. .6:45 remaining in the fourth. Going to spread him out. Kick into the corner, Holman. Holman gets that one to Gehrig, losing the handle. Gives up to Childs. Shot swatted away by Smith. And a loose ball will go to Brighton. Robbie Smith knocks it away from Yoli Childs and gets the Bingham faithful excited. 6:20 remaining in the fourth. Here's Fehoko. Up top of Messina. Here's Messina. Gives it outside to Smith off the mark and rebound taken by Holman. Ahead to Green. Green and Parker 2-on-2. And Green has that one swatted away by Miller. And we had a jump ball. No, say possession possession belongs to Bingham. No explanation. Lob into Yoli Childs. Child pair in the lane. Inside to Holman. They're going to get a foul before the pass. And we'll stay here. That'll be the second team foul on Brighton. Green triggers into Parker. Here's Gehrig. Out to Holman. Holman to Green. Green had the hot hand. They're going to try to spread out this defense. Green works on the dribble. Green down the lane, kicks it out. Holman up top to Gehrig. Gehrig will drive the lane. Gehrig will float it up and score it. Been a long drought in this ball game, and Gehrig makes it a 10-point game, 43-33. Robbie Smith down the lane is fouled. Be the 14th foul on the Miners. Messina triggers into Gramillion. Gramillion kicks out to Smith. Brock Miller giving up Messina. Messina goes down the lane and is fouled. And they're going to get Yoli Childs. 5:08 remaining in the fourth quarter, 43-35. Pick up the floor. Here's Green. They're going to stay, and there's a little bit of a spread look to this offense. Green working off the dribble. Green for three. That's off the mark, and a rebound tipped out. And that looked like it was off of, oh, I thought it might have gone off of Gehrig. They're going to leave it here with the Miners. Trigger into Gehrig in the corner. Give it up to Yoli Childs. Childs powers by, floats it up, and scores. Been a quiet night for Yoli Childs. He's dealt with foul trouble, had 2 fouls. He's got 3 now. Down the floor, Miller gives it up to Osa Messina. Messina kicks out Fehoko. Fehoko for 3. And Simi from Fehoko from downtown, 45-38. 4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Holman gives it up to Childs. Childs hangs on, kicks it up top to Parker. Parker dribbles through and kicks out to Green on the corner to Gehrig. Gehrig down the baseline, float up short. Rebound tipped out by Childs, and they're going to foul on Childs, and that is number 4 on Yoli Childs. 45-38. Halfway through the fourth quarter, 4 minutes remaining. Gramillion has back to Miller for 3, leaves it short. Rebound still loose, and Parker lost that ball out of bounds, and will stay here with Brighton. Osa Messina to trigger in. Gets it into Bickmore. Fehoko into Brock Miller. Miller tried to get the contact, gets the bucket, but not the foul. Just as well for the Bengals, 45-40. 3:25 remaining in the fourth quarter. Up the floor with Green. Green gives it up to Gehrig. Has the ball sucked away by Fehoko. Holman tracks it down, and that's off the hands of Gehrig and will go the other way. Simi Fehoko, one of the best safeties in the state of Utah. Will be a top prospect next year. He's just as tenacious on the football field as he is the hardwood. 3:13 remaining in the fourth, 45-40. Outside Fehoko. Give it up to Vacheray. DeVacheray along the baseline. To Miller, the ball slapped away by Holman. On the push, Gehrig. And Gehrig getting a foul on Fehoko as he was in the way, bumped him. A tough call on Fehoko. Trigger into Holman. Holman lobs into Childs. Childs pirouette, fall away along the baseline. No. Rebound taken away by Fehoko. Fehoko on the run. Gramillion gives it up to Messina. Messina to Gramillion. Kicks it out Fehoko for 3. Rebound taken by Fehoko. Can't get the bucket. And Bingham clears. And now a foul on Fehoko. That's number 3. And the 14th foul on the Bengals. Parker gets it into Gehrig. Gehrig, part of the hole, and one! Thought he might lob it up to Childs, but he finishes, and it's a foul on Osa Messina. And it's a +1 opportunity for Kyle Gehrig. Gehrig now for the +1 free throw. Lips out, a rebound cleared by Gramillion. Big possessions coming up for the Bengals. Miller backs it out. Miller working on Gehrig. Steps into a three. Leaves it short, and the rebound stripped away from Messina in the hands of Childs. Childs now trapped, gets it ahead to Parker. Parker outlets to Holman, and Holman lets the flyby go by and lays it up and in. And it's now 49-40. It'll take quite the comeback now for the Bengals with no shot clock and only a few timeouts left. Got to score. Devashere terminates, gives up Vermillion up top. Messina pirouette down the lane, left hand, and one! Number 5 on Yoli Childs. And Oso Messina will go to the line looking for the three-point play. 2-possession game. Inbound into Green. Parker kicks it back to Green. Green had the hot hand throughout the night, gives up Gehrig. Gehrig hard to the hole, at Vermillion, no call, and a bucket. 51-43, nice take and finish by Gehrig. Down the lane, Miller. And Messina gets the board and the foul, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Coach Schroeder absolutely hot that there was no travel called on Brock Miller. 51-44. Messina hit the first free throws, got one more. And misses the second. Tipped down and taken by Parker. Parker dropped along the baseline, gets it out. Picked off by Fehoko. Messina, hard to the hole once again, and rolls it in. Timeout, Coach Gardner. 51-46 with 1:09 remaining in the fourth quarter. Get it into Green. Green looking up floor. Terminates. Coach Schroeder call timeout. Across the midcourt stripe, like back to Green. Tough position to be in, and Green takes a timeout with 56.8 remaining in the fourth. Leighton Parker will trigger in. Messina on the inbound. Messina, I thought I got a piece of that, got it to Gehrig. Gehrig goes to the hole and finishes. Kyle Gehrig. It's a 7-point game, 53-46, and a loose ball. Brock Miller is fouled, and it'll be 1-on-1 free throws for Brock Miller. 53-48. Parker trying to get in, gets it into Gehrig. Fehoko takes an elbow to the chops, no call. Newbold gives it up to Gehrig. 35 seconds. And now a foul on Miller, and it'll put Mike Green at the line to shoot. No, pardon me, it won't. It's only 16 fouls. One more to give. Leighton Parker to trigger. Gets it in to Michael Green. And there's the foul on Miller, his second. This one will put Green at the line for the front end of 1-on-1. Front end of 1-on-1. Back rim. Rebound to Holman. Holman has that one swatted away by Vermillion, and now a foul on Brighton. It'll be 2 free throws. And Holman hits them both. 55-48. 25 seconds remaining. And now a travel. Got Brock Miller on that one. And the Bingham Miners looking to ice this game away and go 4-0 in Region 3. Ahead to Gehrig, and Gehrig reverses and scores. Puts the exclamation point on it. As Miller gives up Fehoko, now Vermillion. Back rimmed, rebound to Kyle Gehrig. And Gehrig fouled, and will go to the line to shoot 1-on-1. And the front end missed by Gehrig. And that'll essentially do it. Now we got whistles. It was 1-on-1, and an official saying 2, but it was 1-on-1 free throws. Ahead to Brock Miller. 5 seconds, and Miller misses the last shot. Fehoko goes up, is fouled, count the bucket, and we'll have an uncontested free throw or not. Well, that'll do it. Our final score. The Bingham Miners 57 and the Brighton Bengals 52. Our nudge player of the game we'll do during our post-game wrap-up. But a tough night for the Brighton Bengals as they fall 2-2 in region play. But for the Bingham Miners, they move to 4-0 and take control of Region 3. Welcome back inside Brighton High School. Again, our final score, the Bingham Miners 57 and the Brighton Bengals 50, and a big win for the Bingham Miners as they move on to 4-0 in region play. The Brighton Bengals fall back to 2-2. Got to figure some things out. It's a tough region as they have games left against Alta, who they lost to earlier this week, and a couple other schools that we know are going to be tough. And Copper Hills are going to play Bingham at Bingham. We have to take care of business down the stretch of this the second half of the region season. It'll be interesting to see what happens at Brighton. They got a lot of pieces in place and opportunities to get to the state tournament. They have to right the ship and get things going in the second half of region play. For the Bingham Miners, a tough night for Yoli Childs. He got a couple things going, had a dunk in this game in the third quarter, but offensively couldn't quite get going as he was in foul trouble. He ended up fouling out of this ball game in a tough matchup. A lot of mobile players coming around him, picked up a couple cheap fouls and a couple fouls that were earned, and in total that got him out of the ball game. But what a night from Mike Green. Young man lit it up from the outside in his performance. He is our Nudge Player of the Game. Congratulations to Mike Green. Nudge, with over 500 employees, one of the fastest growing companies in Utah Valley. To learn more about Nudge and his community outreach programs, go to www.nudge.com. Again, our final score, the Bingham Miners 57 and the Brighton Bengals 50. Our Nudge Player of the Game, Mike Green. For Vince Francis, I'm Dusty Litzer. Thanks for joining us and watching High School Rewind, only on Xfinity On Demand.